Hello, everyone. My name is Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you are a lesbian, you have experienced at least once in your life an encounter with a heterosexual woman, and the interaction was pretty interesting. And they are usually surprised to learn that we are lesbian, especially when we don't look like they think a lesbian looks. But there are also other thoughts and feedback that heterosexual women have regarding lesbian women. And I'm going to discuss that today. The title of this video is Three Things That Heterosexual Women Do Not Get About Lesbian Women. My name is Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. And the first type of interaction that lesbian women usually have with heterosexual women is either through their family, such as their mother, their grandmother, their sister, or their aunts or female cousins. Then you may meet someone who you may go to school with, or it could be who you work with, and even who you go to church with. You will notice their facial expressions, their reactions once they learn that you are a lesbian. And these type of reactions are varied, but in a lot of cases, they may seem shocked, especially if they see a lesbian woman who does not look like the typical lesbian, where they think most lesbians are very masculine presenting. And there are lesbians who are masculine presenting. We are all women and we express ourselves differently, but we have in common being lesbians. And when a heterosexual woman learns that a woman is a lesbian, but she looks feminine presenting, they're kind of shocked or they're taken aback. Sometimes their reactions are impulsive, and sometimes they seem to just be in a state of imbalance, or they may feel like they shouldn't say anything at all because they don't want to offend you. And the interesting thing about meeting people who identify as same-sex attracted people, till this day, it's still considered uncommon. So most people are not used to meeting a person who is same-sex attracted, and it takes a bit of an adjustment for them to get used to meeting people who are gay, lesbian, or LGBTQ. But specifically, I will discuss three things that heterosexual women do not get about lesbians. Number three, they do not understand why a woman is not attracted physically and emotionally and sexually to a man. Because heterosexual women are straight. They are their default attraction is for men, and they are very familiar with men, and they are used to men, and they also desire men, hoping to lead to a relationship which is permanent, such as marriage. But they just cannot fathom why a woman doesn't have any type of interest in men. Well, the truth is, it's not that lesbians are not interested in men. We just have different interests in men from heterosexual women. And for example, we enjoy the company of men. we look at men as brothers, we look at uh, men as leaders, and we also consider men to be friends. We just do not have a desire to have an emotional connection in the sense where we want to be romantically linked to a man. There are lesbian women who find men physically attractive. There are men who are very appealing. However, if a lesbian woman decides that she gets in a relationship with a man, she is not fully interested in a man in the same way as a heterosexual woman is. And her motives behind getting in a relationship with a man more so probably have to deal with the peer pressure of trying to fit in. And that's not good. However, there are lesbian women who can actually physically have a sexual encounter with a man, and they can say that it was pretty impressive or enjoyable. However, it's not something that they want to keep doing. Now, keep in mind a lesbian woman who says that it's, her sexual experience with a man wasn't a bad experience. She's not grossed out about men. It's just that it's not really what she truly desires. Her attraction is for women, physically, sexually, emotionally, and spiritually. But for the most part, most lesbians don't even want to be with a man physically or sexually. We are just mature enough to understand that if two people of the opposite sex come together, it can happen. However, it's not really intrinsic. It's more so a conditional situation because of the external forces around us, because we live in a heteronormative society. So women are often taught and trained and they're pressured to be pleasant and attractive for men. And so they learn to adapt to attracting men or being available for men. However, that does not mean that a lesbian woman desires to be with a man on an ongoing permanent basis, like a heterosexual woman desires to be with a man. And number two, heterosexual women, they just don't get how lesbian women are physically and sexually involved. They don't get it. They're like, well, how does it work? So it just confounds them because they only understand the physical anatomy of a man and being with a man, or they just understand that men and women get together sexually, but they don't understand how two women can be together sexually. And they're not supposed to know. For one, it's not their innate attraction. Heterosexual women are not innately attracted to women. So they would not have the knowledge to know what lesbian women do sexually. And there are even lesbians who do not know what having sex with a man is like because they have never been with a man. And that is actually very regular for them. That's just how they are. They don't think about being with men in any form or fashion. But heterosexual women, they think about men. They desire to have a relationship with a man, so they can't understand or fathom why a lesbian woman is able to be fully satisfied by another woman sexually. But we absolutely are, because that's what our sexuality is. We are lesbians. And number one, heterosexual women, once they find out that a woman is a lesbian, she usually thinks, not all cases, but in many cases, she thinks that the lesbian woman will be attracted to her. However, lesbians are not attracted to all women. We are attracted to women. So that is a huge difference. We are same sex attracted females. That means that, yes, we are attracted to the same sex or gender, but it does not mean that we are attracted to every woman. We all have different interests, we have different desires, and everybody is designed differently. We have a different physical build, different body parts that draw us in. Some people are interested in breast, some people like lips, some people like stomachs, some people like backs, some people like the butt, some people like legs. Whatever physical part on the body that a woman likes, it's different for every woman. And yes, for lesbians, it's different for all of us. However, when we are around heterosexual women, our mind is not on which heterosexual woman should I go after. In most cases, we don't even know what your sexual orientation is, and our mind is probably not even on trying to go after you and scoop you up on a date. So when heterosexual women find out that a lesbian woman is not attracted to her, she doesn't get it. She does not understand why a lesbian woman is not attracted to her. It almost pretty much hurts her feelings, because if she sees a lesbian woman, and especially if she sees the woman as being physically attractive, like she's looking at this lesbian woman and she's like, wow, she's really pretty, and she doesn't even think I'm pretty. Well, it's not necessarily that the lesbian woman doesn't think you're physically pretty. She just is not interested in you on a romantic or even a physical sexual level. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It's just that we do have our own likes and dislikes and interests. And we also have our own minds about what kind of woman that we want to have in our life. So it goes much deeper than just the physical appearance. Lesbian women, we look at more than just your outer appearance. We look at how you think. We look at if you are an empathetic person. We look at pretty much how you interact, socialize with people, how you conduct yourself. There's so many facets that we consider when it comes to whether or not we're interested in a woman. But physical attraction is primarily going to be the first process in whether or not we're attracted to a woman. But when heterosexual women, there have been heterosexual women that get annoyed by the fact that a lesbian woman does not like them in a sexual romantic way. And it's very odd, because you're heterosexual, so why would you even care that a lesbian woman does not want you. But human nature is pretty self absorbed, and sometimes you can let your insecurities get in the way. But I can assure you, lesbian women, we don't hate heterosexual women, and we're also not eager to go after heterosexual women to turn them into lesbians. We all are human beings, we all are women. We have that in common, but our same sex attractions are what makes us different from heterosexual women. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share my content. If you would like to listen and watch more videos such as this, make sure you share my videos and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. You have a beautiful day. Thank you.